everyone, this is Rituja from Rituja's Art Classes, and we are here for a watercolor painting session. So every month you will find one class on YouTube channel named Rituja's Artwork. Here we'll be learning variety of artworks, and we will be including variety of mediums as well, like oil pastels, watercolors, pencil shading, mixed media and much more. So I hope you all will enjoy it and stay tuned for this class. Before starting with the painting, we will first go through the materials that are required for the class. Here I have taken a drawing book, watercolors. You can take any watercolors or poster colors, any paints which are available with you. Then I have taken few brushes, number 4, 6 and number 10, round brush. I have taken a paper towel. Then I have taken a water container over here, pencil for drawing, scale. I have taken a permanent marker. This is a pointed tip permanent marker or a CD marker, and eraser. That's all we need for the class. So now first step is to start with the pencil drawing. We'll be using pencil to draw all the outlines. I have taken pencil, this is a normal pencil, and I have taken a scale. So you can follow the instructions and you can draw with me. Okay. So I am holding my book in a vertical manner, that means in a standing manner. So we are going to draw a door, and we are going to show a flower pot on one side and some colorful tree that we are going to make. So first let's start with the pencil drawing. So from down I'm going to take 4 centimeters, and I'm going to mark on both the sides, that is on left side and right side, in this way. Added the dots, and then I'm going to join it with the scale like this. First use pencil only for drawing purpose. Later on we will be using the permanent marker for tracing it. If you don't have a permanent marker, you can go with the normal sketch pen as well. I have taken permanent marker because that is waterproof, so we can use watercolors on that. It will not get smudged, so I have taken that. Now we are going to show the door over here. So what I am going to do, from both the sides, from here I am going to mark some dots. I am taking 8 centimeters from both the sides, in this way, 0 to 8, like this. Mark these 2 dots, measuring 8 centimeters. From down it was 4. Now after this we are going to use these 2 dots for our reference for adding the door. Now we want the height of the door pretty much big. We don't want it too small. So I'm going to take 17 centimeter in my scale, starting from this dot, 17 centimeters, and I will be adding a standing line, measuring 17 centimeters. If you are using a pretty small book, you can take 15 centimeters. Okay, because the size of the door should be suitable for the size of our page. So we have to check that it's not looking too big or too small for our page. And then I'm joining it over here like this. Now over here I'm going to show one stair. I'm leaving some space, and I'm adding a line like this. In this way I want to show one stair, and similarly I will go inside it. Try to maintain the gap between them, or else you can take 1 centimeter. Make the use of scale for getting it perfect. That's it. So now on the door part we'll be adding some lines and one holder. So I'm just adding random lines. I want it slightly uneven, want to show the old type of door. So I'm not using scale for this. I'm just adding it in a random way, let it be slightly uneven. Don't want it perfect, okay? In this way. Adding 2 more horizontal lines. Perfect. And for the handle part, I'm adding circle over here like this. I'm adding 2 circles in this way by maintaining some gap between them. We'll be adding the details directly with our paints. Now on the sides, I'm going to show some compound or the wall. For that, I'm just taking random measurement over here from down, or you can take the center of your door, and I'm adding line on sides in this way. Leave some space, again 1 line, only this much. Now on this right side, I'm going to show 1 pot and some flowers and leaves in it. Draw it slightly big, not too small, otherwise it will be hard to paint. It's a normal flower pot. You can show it in any way. You can make slight changes in this, and don't forget to share your final artwork with me. I'm excited to see everybody's work. I've added a random pot and I will be adding some flowers in it. I'm not adding much details right now, I'm just adding it in a rough manner because we are going to do watercolor painting, so we can add details later on. Yes, that's it. The leaf part, I will show it directly with the brush strokes for getting nice effect. Now on this side, we'll be adding a tree, starting with the trunk part or some branches from down. I'm using uneven line here, the lines are not perfectly straight. You can add some random branches. In this way, let it get overlapped for now, and then we'll be working in patches, showing some part with the flowers and some part of leaves. So I'm just adding this patch using an uneven line. This part is going to be the flower portion, whether we will be using pink or red color for it. So I'm just marking that part. No need to add this, it's not compulsion to add this part. We can do it directly also, but for getting rough idea before we do painting, I'm adding this. It's in a random way, you can see. It can go on the door part. Let it get overlapped, it should look natural. This part is of flower. I'm not adding the leaf part, that we will add afterwards directly with the paint. That's it. Only this much with the pencil drawing. Now in the next step, I will be using this permanent marker and I'm going to trace all the pencil lines. Do not skip any line. We want each and every line to get traced. If you want, you can use your scale also for getting it perfect. Check that you're using the marker which is permanent. If you don't have a permanent marker, you can do this step later on using your normal black sketch pen. You can correct the lines when you're doing with a permanent marker. I've started with the door first. As the leaf part is going to be in front, so I'm not going to trace this part which is overlapping. As watercolors are transparent colors, our pencil lines or your permanent marker lines will be clearly visible from that, so not to worry. I will be erasing the pencil lines which are visible. We don't want any extra lines. Tracing the trunks. You can add extra elements. I would like to see your work in different manner. And stay connected. Every month we will conduct one class. So stay tuned on the YouTube channel as well as on Facebook page. I'm not adding much details here, that we will do with watercolors. For the leaf part, I'm not going to do the tracing part much. Only on few places I will add the lines just for the reference purpose, because we want it to look natural. That's why I'm not tracing it much, just for getting an idea. I'm just adding some strokes. Using uneven line in a random way. Just do it very freely. At the beginning you will not be able to do it that freely, but try it, okay? We need a lot of practice for it. So if you are a beginner, not to worry about the outcome. Just continue the process. Don't leave your painting half. Complete it. That's it. Adding some leaves over here. I'm just adding some lines in a random way so that we can use green color on that part. You can also try this painting with different mediums. I would like to see the outcome. So here the tracing part is done. Now I will just quickly erase the pencil lines and then we will start with the painting process. Now I have erased all the pencil lines and I have made the drawing clear. No pencil lines are visible, so we can start with the painting process. Here I have taken watercolors. These are the tube watercolors from Camlin. I have removed it in my palette. You can use any watercolors. And I have taken a tissue paper, brushes and water container. You can follow the steps with me. So first we are going to start from the background or from top portion. So I am going to take a bigger size brush, number 10, for adding a light wash for the background. So I will be using some yellow ochre and Naples yellow. You can use light brown or light yellow color. I will be using this shade because we don't want it to be look white or blank. So I am just mixing the color. I want a lightest yellow ochre color, not too dark. Add much amount of water in it, good amount. You can also keep a rough paper with you for trying out the colors before you use it on your final sheet. Let's check. Yes, that is perfect. Very light color it is. Use water whenever required. I am using number 10 round brush. You can also add some dark effect to it in between. This painting is suitable for ladies and for kids age group 10 plus. You can try this painting. Others can also try, but the level is slightly up. Stay tuned. We'll be conducting more sessions for all the age groups. Let me know your suggestions, your feedback. We'll be conducting some for you. Similarly, I'm doing it on the right side as well. So when you're doing the painting, just check that you're using it smoothly and you're holding it correctly. That is the main thing. And as it's watercolors, it gets dried, so you need to work a little bit fast, otherwise it will look patchy. And try to use good quality watercolors, because some colors are powder based, so they don't blend together well. You can go with the Camlin artist grade watercolors for a nice out and vibrant colors. The outcome will be very nice with that, so try it out. I'm using the same. You can see some parts are looking light and some are dark. It's not even. We don't want that even patch, otherwise it will not look realistic. So I'm making it light dark in that manner. You can see some patches are dark and some are light. You can take a yellow, normal yellow color too if you don't have this shade, but generally this color is available in all colors, yellow ochre. Or you can prepare this color by using brown and yellow, burnt sienna and yellow color. Now I'm going to leave it for drying. Now we will add light layer for flower also. So I'm going to make the flowers with crimson red. You can use any color of your choice. I'm going to choose this shade. So I'm applying a light wash to it because we don't want any white space to be visible in our color, in our painting. So I'm just making a diluted version of that color. And make the use of palette, okay? I'm not using any color directly because we want it light, so we need to add water in it. So I'm mixing a good amount of color together and I'm going to apply a patch like this. This should be pretty light, okay? Not too much dark. Also you can add some orange color in it, orange, yellow, for adding one extra shade in it. See, I'm using dabbing method here. You can see I'm lifting the brush. I'm not using like this in a smooth manner. I'm dabbing it for getting it the effect, because it's going to be the flowers, they are going to be uneven, up and down. You have to show its dimensions, so use dabbing method. Dabbing method is very effective when we use acrylic colors. I'm using crimson and orange color. Crimson red it is, or pink color you can take. in a random way I'm picking red and orange using dabbing method. So this is just the base color, okay, it's not the final, because in the final we are going to use more amount of color. See, you can see this part is getting dried and it's going to look light, okay. So this is just the base color. Use water whenever required. Don't use dry brush. Just enjoy the painting process. Don't worry about the final outcome. That's it. Pretty much I have covered all the part using orange and red. We are going to do all the parts base color first, okay. Don't try to get the final results in the first layer only. We will not get that. We need to work in layers, then only it will look natural and nice. Now moving down to the door, I'm going to make it green and yellowish. Some dark effect will be adding with blue. So you can take light green, dark green, lemon yellow and some blue color for adding dark green shade. So we have added this part. For this also I will be using yellow ochre or a light brown color. Let's see if we can use this shade, yellow ochre. Or a brown color you can take. I'm using same 10 number brush, I have not changed it. For base part, this is perfect, number 8 or number 10, because we need to use lot of water as the layer is light, so big size brush is suitable. Yellow ochre or a light brown color you can take. You can do the steps slowly if you are a beginner. You can just pause the video and continue. So all the 4 sides I have covered with yellow ochre. I will be allowing it to dry. This is just the base color. I will be adding dark effect later on this. So I think let it dry, then we will start with the green part. By the time we will cover this wall. Now I want some vibrant color to this wall. So I am going to take this chrome yellow color, or you can call it as a dark yellow. This is nice color. I'm mixing it on the palette part. I'm not using it directly. Check its consistency. Yes, that is perfect. Remove the excess color before you use. And now I'm starting to apply it over here. This is a chrome yellow. I'm going in on the branches because we'll be using brown on that. So you can go on it. It will not be visible. If you are using poster colors or any paint, acrylic, you can follow the same step. You will get the same results. So now you can see, because we have added yellow, a nice vibrant color we have got. For better results, you can try the painting on watercolor paper, as I am using the normal sheet. So sometimes the sheet becomes uneven. because of its thickness. So you can try it out the watercolor paper, which is easily available in the stores. You can get the Chitrapat paper, which is for watercolor, or you can call it as a handmade sheet as well. Maybe next time I will show it on the handmade paper, so you can be ready for the next one. Because that are made with cotton, so they can hold enough amount of water. So you can see we have added this yellow color, but if we keep it plain it will not look natural, correct? So I'm just taking some yellow, and on some parts I'm going to add some strokes with this, and just try to blend it with the yellow. Okay, so you can see we are getting some natural effect to it, but we have to blend it. Okay, don't leave it the patch like that. Since my yellow color was still wet, the yellow ochre color got mixed in this properly. Working in patches, you can see. That's it. Now I'm going to wait and allow it to dry, because we can't paint this base part, otherwise it would be hard to keep our hand on it. So you can see the base color is completely dry now for the trees. And for this, let's give the base color. By that time we'll be using brown color. Don't waste any color from your palette, use it. That's it. Now over here we are going to make the door green color. You can also use blue shade, that will also look good, but I want it in green because there is no part that I've done with the green. I want this part to be green. You can use either green or blue. So I'm going to apply lemon yellow color wash on this, which will act as a base color. Lemon yellow. Sanding strokes. So what is the wash? Wash means when we use 50% of water and 50% of color, the color is more diluted. In that means it's a wash. Or the base layer while painting can be called as a wash. Like this, lemon yellow color I have used. Now I will allow it to completely dry, then we will start with the next step. Now we are going to start with the final layer on our painting. So I am going to start with from top, from the flowers. Since for the base color we have used orange and crimson, we'll be using same colors and we'll be adding some orange and some yellow in it as per the requirement for showing light and dark effect. So now I'm going to use smaller size brush. You can take number 4 or number 6. I have taken number 2 brush, or number 4 you can take. Now I'm adding some water in crimson, orange, that's it. Now I'm using some orange color first, and you have to use dabbing method for this. You can go on the line. We have to use both the colors together because otherwise you will not get that effect of blending. So since you have used orange, immediately you can move on to the next red color. Wherever you feel want to show dark effect, use good amount of crimson red on that part. Take orange. Very less amount of water whenever you feel that your brush is not moving smoothly. At that time you can use some water. Any shades of red and orange you can take. This is a scarlet color. Right now I'm using scarlet color. No worries if some part remains blank, as we have given the base color to it. It will not be visible like a white patch. There will be light shade over there. I think I should go with the bigger size brush now. I'm taking number 6. This will work better. Yes. See, try to use different colors. I'm not sticking to one shade only. I'm changing it. First I'm taking orange, then I'm adding some scarlet, then some crimson. I'm not sticking to one shade. That you have to check. Let's see if we can add some yellow in it. Yes. Looks nice. You can layer it up slightly. But the main color is going to be the crimson pink. You can also use red and pink combination with yellow. If you don't have any of the shade, use the alternate color. Okay. You'll get the effect. As yellow and red gets mixed, you get another shade of orange there. But I'm focusing more on crimson. Every time try to lift your brush to get that uneven effect. Here the leaf part is going on door as well, so use it in the same way. I'm going on the door slightly with crimson and red. scarlet. Try to use thick color there. Mixed some yellow. So as we go down, try to make dark color here. You can go on the branches. If you feel that there is no difference in your crimson and orange, because in some set you get a vermilion hue color as orange, so that is a kind of a light or red color. So you need to add some more amount of yellow color in it, or else you can add some brown or some black color in your red, so that the red will look slightly dark and you can use the vermilion color on it. So here I am going to add some brown color on some parts for shadow purpose. Not much, on just few places. And I'm going to blend it, not going to keep it like that, the patch. See, I've added the layer, washing of my brush, and now slightly I'm giving it a blend. Blending with just water, I'm not using any color. That's it. Allow it to dry, then only we can start with the leaves that we are going to do at last. Okay, now moving on to the door. Let's first do a green part over here. So I'm going to take some lemon yellow, mixing it over here, adding some green in it. This is a nice emerald green. Giving its layer on some parts. Blend it slightly with water. Here, not to worry about the strokes, let it be visible because it will bring effect. But use your brush in standing strokes manner only, like this, holding my brush straight using just the tip of my brush. And now I think I should add some dark effect. I'm adding some sap green. You can use normal dark green. Just using the tip, and it's kind of dry, so I'm just getting that liner effect. You can see, because my brush is dry, that means it doesn't have much amount of water but has color, so it's kind of dry. So I'm just getting that effect. You can just wipe it with your paper towel and then use. You can use all types of dark green. I've taken next dark green shade now. It's a proper dark green. You have to just make the corners dark. The center part, let it be slightly light, and our yellow color to be visible from there. I think I have to use some yellow color there. I have added some blue color to the green, and I'm just doing the corners. complete the top line or the border. Like this. Now I'm washing my brush completely and I'm taking fresh lemon yellow color and I'm just going to give it on some places. Fresh lemon yellow. Wash your brush if you feel that there is some green in it. We want fresh lemon yellow color. I'm just making it smooth slightly, but I'm maintaining the direction. That's it. Allow it to dry. If you feel that you have not got much dark effect, use black. Now for this part we have used yellow ochre. Now we need to use some dark brown. I'm adding some black in the existing color that we have in our palette. Just adding some dark black color in it. And I'm just going around the door. Dark effect is the must in any painting or drawing, so don't skip this part. Just going around it. Now I'm just taking some water and try to blend it with the base color. Let it get some rough look. Slightly blending, not much. That's it. Allow it to dry now. Then later, once it is dried, then we will start with the leaf part. Now we are going to start with the leaves. Now this is dried. Now I'm going to take different shades of green and I'm going to add some yellow in it. You can follow the same color pattern that we have used for the door for adding the leaves. Okay, taking number 6 brush. Here also we have to try to use dry brush. So I'm taking good amount of yellow color. I'm adding it in a random way around it. Yellow color will act as a base color for leaves. Okay. Try to use good amount of color. I'm not using much water. If you are using tube colors, you can take out some thick color from your tube and then you can use, or go with the poster lemon yellow color. Okay. I'm adding some in between as well. Don't try to blend with the background color. Here also we have to use dabbing method. Every time we have to lift our brush. This is just the base color. We are going to use green on it. Lemon yellow I'm using. If you don't have lemon yellow, go with the chrome yellow or any yellow shade. But don't skip the part. Okay. Like this. Now I'm going to take some green. Mix it nicely. Remove the excess color and just give it on few places. This is the medium green. Okay, this is not the darkest green. So just few places we have to cover. Use same dabbing method. If you have any brush whose bristles are uneven, or which is you are not using because the bristles are thick, you can go with that brush for leaves. It will give you, nice effect. So never throw that brushes because they are pretty useful. So you can just try it out with that or any flat brush. I have one kind of brush which is a flat, but whose bristles are slightly uneven, so I use it for this purpose. And just use it in this manner, dabbing method. It will give you pretty nice effect. Same green we are using. We have not taken dark green yet. Slightly we'll be using more dark green on this part for adding the dark effect. This is the emerald green type of color, or you can go with the light green if you don't have this shade. Perfect. Now I think we can add dark effect now using dark green. Just on few places which will act as a shadow. Dark green color I'm using. If you have only one shade of green, you can add black in this green color and then use. Check that you're using dabbing method for getting the effect. With acrylic colors also you will get very nice effect. See, on the flower portion also I'm adding some leaves. Okay, we don't want that it's looking very plain, because on some parts the leaves will be visible. So I'm just adding some small strokes here. Perfect. I'm happy with this. Allowing it to dry. Now moving on to the next part. Now I will paint these branches with dark brown color. Using number 6 brush, round. So you can see on the yellow part we can still use brown color on it. If you feel, you can add some black as well for adding the dark effect. Perfect. Now here I can see that as we have used small tip permanent marker, I feel that on some parts the lines are not clearly visible. So what I'm going to do, once we are done, I will be using a pointed tip brush and some black watercolor, or you can later on use permanent marker on it. Let's try it with permanent marker, or else we will do it with the paint itself. Let's complete this part as well. The flowers and the leaves. Before flowers, let's complete the leaves. Going to take same yellow color first, as we have followed that step. Lemon yellow, working it in strokes, curved strokes. Then some emerald green, like this. I'm just using the tip of my brush, pointed tip, gives nice effect. This is emerald green, and later on I'm taking now dark green color. Three colors at least. If you have more green colors, you can try them. Check which one is the best. See, I'm using dry brush so you can see the effect. Wash it nicely. And for the flowers, I'm going to go with crimson color again, because we have already used yellow color in the background. So you can take crimson or some orange. Perfect. Adding some more dots. Allow it to dry. I think I should add some dark color in this. So I'm adding some brown instead of black. Perfect. Now for the pot, I'm going to take blue color. I don't want that typical pot with brown color, since on many places we have already used brown. So I'm going to go with blue color here. So first is the dark blue. From left, we have to show the dark to light effect. It should not look plain. Dark blue. Then ultramarine blue or Prussian blue color. And at last, cobalt blue we'll be using. That's it. Allow it to dry. Now for the base part, I'm going to take grey color. As we don't have a ready-made grey, we need to prepare the color. So let's prepare using white and some black color in it. You will get a nice grey shade. Now here use good amount of water, because we don't want it too dark. If you have flat brush, use it on this part. It will be easy to paint. Now we have to add some dark effect as well. I'm adding some more black in this gray, and I'm going to go under the pot, slightly on the door part and the branches like this in a random way, and I will just slightly blend it using just wet brush. Dark effect is the important part to show the dimensions to our work. That's it. Now I will wait and allow it to dry completely, then I will check if I need to trace its outline on some parts or not. Let's see once it is completely dried. Now the painting is completely dried and I feel I need to add some lines for the border. So I have taken a number 4 brush which has a pointed tip, and I'm going to use some black color. Just for some lines that I feel that they should look properly. Yes, these lines that we have added with the permanent marker are not visible that much, so I think I need to retrace them. The lines are uneven. Water and some black color. Similarly, over here, you can do this step with your normal black sketch pen as well, whichever is comfortable for you. No need to do for the tree part, let it be as it is, because we have done layering on it, so avoid doing there. Just for the door and other parts you can do. For the flower pot as well. Adding some strokes there. That's it. So this is the final look of our painting. So do try this out and you can share your work with me either on Facebook or on Instagram. Don't forget to tag me, and I will mention its link in the description of the video. So do check out and let me know your feedback regarding the painting, and I hope you all will enjoy this painting. We'll be waiting for your outcomes. See you in the next class. Bye.